Miracle of life, ladies and gentlemen. Please take a seat. A mother grows a universe inside of her. And it's everything, right? Skin, blood, bones, all stitched together in her womb. Do you know that a woman's uterus grows almost 5 times to accommodate the baby? Her organs, obviously, they squish, they shift. Her hormones, they dance almost in a storm. She is hungry and heavy. She's sleepy yet sleepless. She's bloated but glowing. She's craving yet complete. And after those 9 months, her body crosses the final fire, a labor that is said to be equal to breaking 20 bones together. 20 bones, can you imagine? Or a C-sec, a surgery that is among the most painful in the world. It ranks top 10. She's a warrior, she doesn't give up. And then the child arrives, and for some of us, 2 or 3 arrive together. And with that, a mother is born. Today on the stage, I have some of these warrior women, mothers who are healers, teachers, storytellers, queens. They are queens because they know what it takes to rebuild not just a body, but to rebuild their strengths, their immunities, their health, while pouring every drop of themselves into the new life that they have created. Please, please, please welcome my eminent speakers, my sisters in spirit and queens, Priya, Swati, Tanya, Saru, and Tanya, of course I said, and Yogita, who is going to be the voice of reason and the science on this panel. So let's quickly start. Priya, your baby Zorawar, baby Z as we lovingly call him, almost 18 months now. And I'm sure motherhood has transformed you in many, many ways, as it has done for all of us. But when I talk of the word postpartum, or of that phase, what is a big lasting memory or feeling that you have? And the reason I'm asking this is that there is a lot of romanticization of the pregnancy phase, na? Ki craving hai, care hai, uff ye mat karo, wahan mat jao, aise mat baitho. But things take a very different turn postpartum, isn't it?
Yes, thank you for having me, Megha.
Sure.
So my postpartum was actually a good phase for me. At the same time, I think the reason it was a good phase is क्योंकि मैंने किसी और की बातें सुनी नहीं और मैंने घर में ये बात पहले ही बोल दी थी अपनी मम्मा को भी और अपनी सासू को भी. मैंने कहा था कि जब मैं घर आऊँगी बेबी को लेकर, अगर मेरा कुछ खाने का मन हो, मुझे वो खाना खाने देना. Because I know that after you deliver a baby, इतनी सारी restrictions लगा दी जाती हैं आप पे, and that actually leads to a lot of depression. A lot of postpartum depression is because of the deprivations. You know, आपसे वो चीज़ें ले ली जाती है, बेटा एक इतने दिन मत नहाओ, सिर मत धो, ये मत करो, ये वाली दाल नहीं खाओ, वो वाली दाल खाओ, दूध खाओगे तो आपका पनीर खाओगे तो दूध फट जाएगा. It's just weird things that people say to you. I remember my neighbor had called me on my phone and I answered the call and auntie was like, अरे तूने फ़ोन क्यों उठाया? मैं कहा क्योंकि आपने मुझे फ़ोन किया. And she was like, तुम्हारे कानों में तो अभी रुई होनी चाहिए. And you know, I understand. I'm not saying कि ये जो ancient wisdom है ये ख़राब है. I'm sure ये कहीं ना कहीं से आई है. ये reasons हैं, हमारी मम्मियाँ, हमारी दादियाँ, सास हमें कुछ बोलती हैं और बताती हैं. लेकिन I was very clear that I want to do my postpartum the way I want to do it. और मैंने उन्हें ये कहा था कि आप मुझे बता सकती हैं, लेकिन उस चीज़ को फॉलो करना है या नहीं करना, वो मेरे पे छोड़ देना. And you know, thankfully, Megha, both of them respected my wishes. And that's the only reason my postpartum was not as bad as I had actually anticipated it to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is so important because, you know, as women, we want that autonomy. We want that, you know, ability to make decisions. And obviously those decisions come at the back of a lot of reading, a lot of talking to experts and doctors. So this is not unfounded that, you know, we want to do things the way we want to do it. Let me get Swati into the conversation. Swati, And you're seeing pictures, these lovely pictures have been shared by all of these moms. We have their consent to share these pictures with you here. Swati, baby Parv is going to be 1 in October. And we as mothers, we track every milestone, daily milestone, height, weight, crawling, giggles. ये देख ठीक रहा है, ये बात ठीक कर रहा है या नहीं. But for moms, सेल्डम होता है कि कोई हमसे आके पूछता है जब बेबी को देखने आता है कि भाई हाउ आर यू डूइंग, व्हाट इज योर, सो आई आस्क यू नाउ, व्हाट इज दिस लास्ट 1 year been for you health wise?
Thank you for having me, Megha, and especially for this topic of discussion. It is so close to my heart because I'm just going through all that right now. And honestly, I was talking to my husband yesterday and मैं कह रही थी कि he's going to be 1 year next month. And do you even remember what we have gone through? Because it was just me, my husband, and the baby, 3 of us, who have been struggling since the day one with no support. And we 3 of us have been each other's support. And I just honestly can't remember. And ये जो हम pictures की बात करते हैं, जो मैं फ़ोन खोल के अब जब pictures देख रही हूँ, then I remember, okay, first month में ऐसा था, second month में ऐसा था. I can't even remember because the journey has been so full on. 3 घंटे सिर्फ सोना. For I've been such an advocate about sleep, the importance of sleep. But first 5 months, I'm not joking, I only slept for 4 hours in a day, and that is quite a lot. And how can you remember everything? So no matter what it is, the child is the biggest blessing. I was so content. I'm so content in my life right now that it was just a gift. So I was just going on. Jo ho raha hai hone do. Just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting now when moms talk about their health and that we've been affected. We always supplement that with no, but I love my baby. Because we think that these are two opposite things, but it's not. I mean, we can prioritize our health while also, loving and caring for our children. And that's where I want to get Tanya in. Tanya, you have a toddler. Noor is adorable. At what point did you start prioritizing yourself? Has it happened yet? And was there a moment of realization where you said that, nahi yaar, I need my me time, I need, self-care is important for me, I want to pursue the identity that I was before, being a mother?
So thank you for having me, Megha. It's a pleasure to be here. So self-care for me, I think it struck on me when my daughter Noor was about 2 years, and I was going through a divorce that time. So I was pretty devastated, and I started practicing a lot of gratitude at that moment, and I realized that I think the only way to come out of this was to start loving myself. And I then realized that it's been 2 years and I hadn't kind of stepped out. I was so obsessed with my child. And then on top of it, my personal life that was going on in a certain way, that I had stopped kind of prioritizing what I wanted. And then I thought maybe, I will be a better mom only when I'm in my happy place. And I think I needed to take that step. For me, I think that was workouts, focusing on diet, and obviously meeting friends. I had stopped doing that. Yeah. I had just stopped going out. And for me, I think the day I stepped out to have coffee in a coffee shop alone, that was the time I realized that now I've kind of found myself because I can spend time alone. Yeah. And I've found that place. Yeah. So yeah, it took me 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And moms will understand what it really means to, and if for you it is that this is such a casual and flippant thing to say that going out for coffee and meeting friends, it's not. It's a huge step towards gaining control over your mental health, towards, conquering those what is often referred to as blues. It's a lot more deep than that. So congratulations for, going on that journey of self-discovery. Saru, getting you in as a mom and role model for Rudy, your son. How have your choices and your priorities and even your plate changed over time?
So first, again, thank you so much for having me here. So for me, the big realization struck when it was COVID. And I honestly have been blessed with good metabolism. I'm not going to lie. I don't always take credit कि मैं बहुत workout करती हूँ, इसीलिए मैं fit हूँ. Yes, I have good genes and have always been blessed. I've always actually been on the petite side. Although during pregnancy I gained 24 kgs, which came as a big surprise for everyone in my family. I was 49 kgs and my doctors were concerned कि भाई तुम कैसे बच्चा पैदा करोगी, तुम 50 kgs की भी नहीं हो and everything, and you have to gain weight. And that was the first time actually I started eating healthy. That was the first realization that because I was always like, I can't eat veggies, I will only eat gravy, I could hardly eat. My appetite was always like this. But then during pregnancy, something changed. That not for me, but for my baby, I have to look after myself. And it all started there. After I delivered, few months into it, the whole center stage is taken by the baby, and we just get so immersed in motherhood and looking after the nutrition of our child that we forget that we have to look after ourselves as well. I had become, because I breastfed for almost 2 years and I became actually weak. So while it was looking like, oh my God, she has bounced back, she's now skinny. And we have this stereotype that skinny means healthy. And I have spoken about it on countless occasions on my page that skinny does not mean healthy. I did not have the energy, I did not have the stamina, I felt my bones were getting weaker. And by the way, I recently read that when women are breastfeeding, your bone density goes for a toss. Like 40% bone density is going, and then after 30 we start losing bone density. Of course there are professionals here who would know this. And I was like, wow, no wonder I was feeling so weak at that time. So that was when I started taking my nutrition also healthy, because my son would say, Mama, you're always so lazy. You don't come to the park. You're not running with me. You're not playing with me. And I'm like, how will I, give him a happy childhood and give him my presence when I'm not looking after myself? And same goes for my mother. When I look at my mother, I tell her, you keep asking me to look after myself. You don't look after yourself.
Yes, absolutely, Saru. Thank you for that insight. And let me get Dr. Yogita in. Dr. Yogita, we have, new moms on the panel. Barely 1 year bhi nahi hua and she's here. And so breastfeeding around, the conversation around breastfeeding, बहुत कम होती है ये conversation, because कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा लगता है कि यार माँ बनी हो, ममता है तो दूध तो तुम पिला ही लोगी. This is like the bare minimum that you'll do. But here you are a lactation expert, so obviously it needs a lot of work, training, reading up, right? What are the sort of myths prevalent or the fears that new moms come with, and something that you want to basically smash and help new moms on the breastfeeding journey?
So, the fact that I am a lactation consultant brings us to a fact that women do need help with lactation. I made a career out of it.
I have consulted Dr. Yogita, by the way.
So have I.
So, it is just hypothesized कि भाई माँ बने हो तो दूध पिलाना तो आता ही होगा, And, we need to understand that births and our evolutionarily lifestyles, so many things have changed. We are looking into a scenario wherein more than 50% C-sections are happening in the country. It's an alarming rate though. And in metros, it's even more higher, more than 75% in most of the corporate hospitals. Telangana has 95%. Yeah. So alarming rates. And in that scenario, when we are telling women, which is part of a C-section birth, that you don't have to move for 24 hours, you don't have to even move your neck, and you are expecting कि दूध पिलाना तो आता ही होगा. We are not seeing into how scenarios and births are changing. So women do need help, and also, even if whatever kind of birth you have, we have so many medical interventions coming up, anesthesias coming up, that are posing challenges for women. They are not able to sit, they are not able to get into a right position, and also we lack a supporting system in that. Because वो pressure है कि तुम्हें तो आता ही होगा, तो कोई माँ बोल नहीं पाती है कि नहीं मुझे नहीं आता है.
shame attach हो जाती है ना.
Yeah, and they feel कि वो guilt attach हो जाती है कि क्या मैं बुरी माँ हूँ कि मुझे ये भी नहीं आता. I don't even know the basic thing. Everybody is saying this is very basic. You should know.
Yeah.
But nobody. Though the health programs they talk about antenatal education happening, but on the ground we don't see that much happening.
Right.
Nobody emphasizes on that.
Right, absolutely. Thanks, Dr. Yogita. I'm going to come back to you. But getting Priya in, and as a new mom, we've all gone through that phase of ab baal jhadenge, you know, now, and like Saru rightly said, that it's our blood and bones that are making this breast milk, right? Literally that. Nutritionally, you feel famished when you're breastfeeding. Or if you're not, even if you are, formula feeding the baby, there are a lot of things, your hormones take time to get in. There was a research that said it takes 2 years for the postpartum hormones to settle. I don't know. Yes. I'm reaching the 2-year stage, but I'm nowhere near that. But there's so much that is happening. And what many women still rely on is the dadi nani ka ghar ka ghee kha lo, panjeeri kha lo, right? How many of these, traditional hacks worked for you, or did you feel that there was a need for science-backed, doctor-verified information that would help you bounce back?
So there are 2 things that I have believed as a mother. For mother's nutrition, I feel the mother knows best. For baby's nutrition, I feel that my baby knows best. And ये दोनों ऐसे मंत्र हैं जो मैंने सच में follow किए हैं. मुश्किल था living with elders in the family and doing all of that, but I have really followed my gut, whether it is my nutrition or whether it is Zoraber. Zoraber कहता है नहीं, मैं तो नहीं. जहाँ तक मेरी बात होती है, मैंने अपनी न्यूट्रिशन को बहुत केयरफुली लिया, लेकिन अपनी क्रेविंग्स भी मैंने अच्छे से फॉलो करी हैं. Of course, when I came back home, I knew that I can't straight away go and eat a pizza, right? I mean, I can, but I didn't want to. I didn't crave for it. तो शुरू में मैंने घर का खाना खाया, अच्छे से दाल, चावल, सब्जी, रोटी, घी. And I remember my mom had made lots of panjeeri and वो जो traditional वाले लड्डू होते हैं वो भी मैंने खाए, but everything in moderation. मन है तो खाया, मन है तो नहीं खाया. And that's been my mantra throughout. लोगों ने मुझे ये भी कहा था कि कॉफ़ी नहीं पीनी है when you're breastfeeding. I'm still breastfeeding. तो भी पिछले 18 महीनों में तो मैंने 1800 कॉफ़ी के कप पी लिए होंगे, right? And my son is doing absolutely okay. So I have kind of just followed my own lead. I have not tried to bounce back. And I don't think women, after you become a mother, it's a seismic shift. आपके अंदर वाली एक जो परत होती है, जैसे धरती बदलती है वैसे आपके अंदर की एक परत शिफ्ट हो जाती है. आप कभी भी वो औरत नहीं बन सकते जो आप माँ बनने से पहले थे. And I think that's something that mothers should know and believe. And that is the most beautiful part about motherhood. Why would I even want to bounce back? I want to evolve. I want to change. I want to be this Priya.
Yeah.
And having had a child at the age of 38, I delivered Zoraber when I was 38. So you and I have had a very similar journey, right?
Yeah.
तो I think उस एज तक की मेच्योरिटी आपके अंदर वैसे भी होनी ही चाहिए कि वो ज़िंदगी वापस नहीं आएगी. तो मैंने अपनी न्यूट्रिशन को सीरियसली लिया है. बाउंस बैक होने की कोई जल्दी नहीं है. हाँ, मैंने अपने सप्लीमेंट्स अच्छे से खाए हैं. Whether it's calcium, iron. I have consulted Dr. Yogita a couple of times for a number of things. Yeah. And that has really helped me.
Yeah.
लेकिन at the same time सुनती मैं सबकी हूँ, करती मैं अपनी हूँ, और ये मेरी ज़िंदगी का मूल मंत्र रहा है.
अच्छा मंत्र है. अच्छा मंत्र है. Let's get in Swati. Swati, we spoke about how food affects mood, and especially postpartum, you're feeling so many things, and blues or depressions are part of it. I mean, I very seldom hear that there were no blues at all for a postpartum journey. As a specialist, you're someone who is extremely learned. One of the very few in the field who've trained Olympians, who've trained cricketers. So you have that experience. You worked in the president's office. All of that behind you. Tell me, how does that translate to what is on your plate? What is one non-negotiable on your plate?
Well, one negotiable thing was, see, I told people I don't want anyone to tell me कि मुझे क्या खाना है, क्या नहीं खाना है. What I feel right at that particular moment, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
Because obviously I know I'm not going to eat junk food, I'm not eating bad oils, everything is homemade, but what I feel like I'm going to do it. But 4 चीज़ें थी जो मैंने कहा कि वो मुझे हर रोज़ खानी है. Number 1 was green leafy vegetable. Baby was born in October, so I was blessed with a lot of spinach. So I made sure I had 2 katoris of spinach every day. Second was having gond. So my mom had made small gond ka laddu. I did not want big gond ka laddu. I had one small gond ka laddu every day. Third was yogurt. I used to have yogurt like anything. 2 से 3 katori I used to have curd. And last but not the least, I was in a lot of pain because I had an emergency C-section, so I could not get out of bed. So because I was in pain, I made sure I had haldi every day. I did not care about haldi लेने से बच्चों को पीलिया हो जाएगा, jaundice हो जाएगा. I was like, I don't care about that. I need haldi with a pinch of black pepper. I'm going to have it for my back because it used to help me heal.
Yeah. That haldi with a pinch of black pepper, remember, only haldi works only if you have it with a pinch of black pepper. So yeah, that's a good tip. Tanya, moms are constantly judged, aren't they? कि पेट में बच्चे को दर्द है, ज़रूर तुमने कुछ खाया होगा, है ना? You know that the बच्चा is hyperactive, you know, ज़रूर तुम कुछ गलत कर रही होगी. How does a mom deal with judgments, and especially around food, you know, and how do you raise kids who are not picky eaters?
Right. So yes, we as moms, I think, are judged for everything and anything about your child. And I have kind of followed an approach where my daughter has been on a pacifier as well, which is a big no-no in India especially. And I've also formula fed her, so that's another no-no. So I've been judged a lot. But I feel that, you know, people are there to judge you and they'll always have opinions. I did what I thought was best at that moment, what worked for me at that moment, and that made my child happy. So I've always kind of ignored people judging me and doing what was needed, because at the end of the day, only a mother knows what's best for their child. I mean, there is no one, not even your husband or anyone, dadi, nani, but you as a mother, I think, know what your child needs. Just like Priya said that, you know, my child is responsible for his nutrition. So
Yeah.
that's very rightly said.
Yeah.
And as far as picky eating is concerned, and I'm also a child nutritionist, so I do help parents come out of this.
Yeah.
So my daughter is not a picky eater, thankfully, and that's only because I exposed her to a lot of foods right from when she was 10 or 11 months old. At 11 months, she was eating rajma and lobia and, you know, everything and anything. So it is all about exposure. You do not have to compare, but yes, it's very important that the first 2 years of a child's life, very important to introduce them to at least 100 new foods, I think, every 2 months. Very, very crucial, and it all shows, because right now my daughter is 5 and she eats everything. And you know, there was a time when she was small and I used to worry कि ये भी कुछ नहीं खाएगी. You know, there are kids जो सिर्फ white खाना खाते हैं, or there are kids that are only eating roti, like plain roti, plain parantha. But now she's someone who will have her vegetable fried rice and, you know, her grilled chicken.
Yeah.
So she has a very diverse palate, and I'm so thankful that I did what I thought was right.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
yeah.
No, that's so important, and we're going to talk a little more about it. But also, Saru, I want to, you know, as parents, like Tanya said, that we feel that the best way to protect our kids is just stay locked in, andar raho. You know, because who's going to deal with tantrums, who's going to deal with so many allergens, who's going to deal with so many viruses. But life has to go on. We have to move out, and then we are faced with challenges like we've been talking about: choices, junk food, packaged food. You know, what is the middle ground, especially with toddlers, kids who are now developing you know, my choice is this, or this is what I want.
So, you know, with me, my journey again started very smooth. I was feeding him all the healthiest of the foods, खिचड़ी, रागी, he would eat so happily and you know my mother-in-law would ask, इसको टेस्ट आ रहा है, ये तो बहुत ही बेटा ब्लैंड है, ये तो कैसे खा रहा है बच्चा बेचारा. मैंने कहा वो बेचारा नहीं है, उसको भी शुगर, सॉल्ट, I did not introduce sugar or salt till first year and 2 years तक तो चॉकलेट क्या है उसको पता ही नहीं था. Then came lockdown and then you know we had to live with our grandparents for a very long time. Sometimes when I would go for events after the lockdown, I understood that not every time everything will be under my control and I have to make my peace with it. I would जब मैं घर आऊँगी इसने आज चिप्स खाया, आज इसने चॉकलेट खाया, जूस पिया, सब कुछ पिया because grandparents पे चल जाती है बच्चों की. But what I've understood is that you cannot preach what you don't follow. अब हमारे घर पे ही no junk food is allowed. We never buy when we are shopping for grocery. We are very mindful of what we are buying. तो अगर हम 70% ऑफ द टाइम हेल्दी खा रहे हैं, 20-30% हमने भी बचपन में सब खाया उल्टा सीधा, चॉकलेट, आइसक्रीम, क्या क्या नहीं खाते थे. So I don't want to deprive my child of that childhood. He wants to have chocolate, he wants to have burger when we are traveling. कुछ ऐसा खाना है खा लो. At least one meal में कुछ veggies खा लो, कुछ salad खा लो. So you have to introduce and you have to build and lead with example. तो हमारे घर पे अगर हम हमारे platter में अगर कुछ junk है, हम ही सोडा पी रहे हैं, ये सब उल्टी सीधी चीज़ें खा रहे हैं, तो our children will see and then they'll follow what we are doing.
Absolutely. Dr. Yogita, ये कितना सही है because हमारे you know the older generation will say कि अरे पानी नहीं पिलाओगे 6 महीने से पहले, अरे हनी चटाते हैं, you know नमक नहीं खिलाओगे तो उसको टेस्ट कैसे आएगा, वो खाना खाना कैसे सीखेंगे. You know you are an expert here in infant you know food habits and nutrition. What is the right approach?
See, हम ये सोचते हैं कि अगर हमने नमक नहीं डाला है तो उसका कुछ टेस्ट नहीं है. Everything has its own taste. When we are introducing a food, if you give a cooked carrot versus a cooked pumpkin, if you taste it, it has its distinct taste. We are not devoiding the baby of the salt. That's already there in the milk feeds that the baby is taking. We are not giving any extra salt. And we are exposing the child to all of the tastes that are, all of the textures that are available on the beautiful planet Earth. हमारे पास इतने diverse crops हैं, सब्जियां हैं, फल हैं. अगर आम में आप मीठा डाल दोगे तो आम का मीठा और केले के मीठे में क्या फर्क पता चलेगा. So everything has its taste and that's why these guidelines that have come up are because that children, like, they should not become picky eaters and they should know that what it tastes like. और फिर बड़े होके तो उनकी मर्जी है, उन्होंने जो खाना है. But with the first 1,000 days concept, which we talked about the first 2 years, first 1,000 days, if we are giving them all of the variety with tasting as it is, without adding any of these, you know, taste, then they do not become picky eaters. So
Right. There was a research that first 1,000 days no sugar for kids, and that is going to help their brain development at a very good pace. Priya, want to quickly talk about post Annaprashan time for you.
Yes.
What did you start with? Is Zorawar a happy eater? What are the things that you make sure that are a part of his diet now?
So I took Dr. Yogita's nutrition class of introducing solids.
Okay.
और इनकी क्लास के साथ साथ मैंने अपनी भी बहुत रिसर्च की थी. And I was very aware of the fact that I want to introduce different textures to Zorawar. So सबसे पहली चीज़ उसने खाई थी खिचड़ी with no salt. And he really enjoyed it. And thankfully, my son is not a picky eater. वो सब कुछ खाता है, मज़े से खाता है, अपना टाइम लेके खाता है. And I read a lot about baby-led weaning. एंड तो बेबी लेड वीनिंग में होता है कि आप बच्चे को अपने आप खाना खाने दे रहे हैं, आप बच्चे को खेलने दे रहे हैं खाने के साथ. माई मदर एंड माई मदर इन लॉ वो हॉरिफाइड. जब पहले दिन उसने खाना खाया वो ऊपर से नीचे सना हुआ था खाने में, कहीं दही, कहीं खिचड़ी, कहीं एवोकाडो वाले दिन पूरा ग्रीन हो रखा था बच्चा, बीटरूट वाले दिन रेड हो रखा था बच्चा. बट आई टोल्ड देम कि मैं इसलिए कर रही हूँ सो ही बिल्ड्स अ पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप विद फूड. Another thing that I want to really point out is that my mother and I had the biggest argument on textures. मेरी मम्मी ने हर चीज़ की एक प्यूरी बना दी थी और हर चीज़ का एक पाउडर था, मतलब खिचड़ी भी वो पाउडर फॉर्मेट में खिलाना चाहती थी बिकॉज उन्हें लगता था कि बच्चे के दांत नहीं है तो कैसे खाएगा. सो दैट्स वन थिंग दैट आई स्टक बाय. मैंने मम्मी को कहा कि नहीं, शुरू में आप मैश कर सकती हैं, हैंड से मैश कर सकती हैं, बिल्कुल अब प्यूरी और अगर चूरा करके देंगे तो उसकी मसल्स भी डेवलप नहीं होंगे और बच्चा पिकी ईटर बनेगा. सो थैंकफुली वो सब हुआ मेरे हिसाब से. And he loves to eat pretty much everything. I also haven't introduced sugar yet.
Yes.
But he's a happy eater and he enjoys his meals. तो मैंने baby led feed के साथ साथ combination भी किया, तो हम भी खिलाते थे और वो खुद भी खा रहा होता था. Yeah,
Bilkul.
yeah.
That's such a good tip. And Swati, with Parv, I know that you also did a lot of introductions, and the concept that you told me about was that ruling out allergens, right?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
talk a little bit briefly about that and how can a new mom replicate that idea?
Yeah, so I have a very rare autoimmune condition in the family. So I thought maybe I also have that in my gene, and I've never got food tests done or blood tests done. So when we look at allergies, it's mostly protein-rich foods. They are actually the triggers. And we are vegetarians, we don't even eat eggs. So that was one good thing कि मुझे chicken या कुछ भी non-veg eggs कुछ introduce नहीं कराना था. But I was so particular because I wasn't sure what was the trigger which was causing autoimmune in my family. But मैंने क्या किया, I introduced Parv everything in the first month. Like in 6th month, everyone was like, तुम्हारा बच्चा ये भी खाता है. I had made a checklist. He had 40 different foods in first month. So by now, I'm sure he has got introduced to most of the foods, most of the textures. By 7th month, he was eating mango on his own. So it was more about the textures which I did. But I was also very mindful कि कोई ऐसी तो चीज़ें नहीं है, कोई उसको eczema नहीं हो रहा है. Is he actually okay? Is he irritable after eating something? Which touchwood didn't happen. I had slight doubt about certain things, like मुझे दही का doubt था. I was worried about dairy. But I made sure I introduced him very little. But I did not say कि अरे दही से allergy हो सकती तो बिल्कुल नहीं देना है. Because the research also shows that if you avoid it completely in the first year, the possibility is कि probability that later on in life the child will be allergic to it. So I wanted to make sure that he has a little bit of something for sure.
Yeah. That's such a good concept to replicate. Tanya, because you have a toddler, and this conversation keeps coming again, also to shame parents, is that आपका बच्चा screen देख के खाना खाता है. How do you navigate that? Is it possible to avoid screens? And how does that impact what the child is eating, if at all? And मतलब उसका nutritional value कम होता है, ज़्यादा होता है क्या? What is your practical advice? I would say practical ज़रूरी है इसमें, because you know that you can't really avoid screens.
So with me, I introduced screens to Noor during COVID. Because I was alone, stuck with her, with my dad, and we all had COVID that time, and I had to kind of cook, clean, do everything, and making her eat was like a half an hour thing, and I just did not have the patience कि मैं वो करूँ. That was the time I introduced it to her, and I realized that within 6 months ये lunch से शुरू हुआ था और अब ये dinner पे भी चला गया है, breakfast में भी हो गया है, and then I decided that I'm going to wean it off.
Yeah.
And I started one meal at a time. So what happens is that अगर बच्चा screen देखते हुए खाता है, his entire focus is on the screen and he doesn't realize what he's eating. So he'll eat whatever you'll give in most cases. But if you give the same food without the screen, he'll act as if this is something completely new. And they will not find that connection to the food. So most parents, I feel these days, since they're working, they do resort to screens कि बस खा ले, because उनके ऊपर इतना pressure है from their in-laws or parents कि तुम बच्चे को खिलाते नहीं हो, so they switch on the screen, and I ended up doing that, knowing that this is wrong because it came out of necessity, but I weaned it off also. I started पहले breakfast से हटाया, फिर मैंने dinner से हटाया, but lunch मैंने आज भी नहीं हटाया because I feel that anyways, as she's growing up, I do allow her 30 to 45 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
And if she's happy with it, और वो 30 minute देख के खा रही है, I'm good with it. Like even me as a kid, I've also grown up with TV, right?
Yeah.
So why are we making it such a big fuss if your child is, having one meal with the screen, and I
Yeah.
very openly show it on my Instagram page. I am not trying to portray that,
Yeah.
I'm some perfect mother, and especially when I'm traveling and when I'm alone, that's my option. Like, I don't have an option.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want it, but
It's an evil necessity. It's
yes,
yeah.
but you can take it off.
You can take it off.
It is possible.
Yeah. So I think the balance is what you resist will persist. बंद करेंगे तो और भागेंगे उसके पीछे. Saru, getting you in, there is always, this competitiveness जो mothers में आ जाती है. वो पता नहीं innately है कि उसने 2 रोटी खाई, मेरा बेटे ने आधी रोटी खाई. How do you manage that when it comes to food?
Honestly, luckily with me, ऐसा हुआ नहीं है अभी तक.
Mom groups में
Mom
तो
groups
बहुत
में
conversations चलती हैं.
Other moms have actually felt that he's eating so properly, he's eating well, and my child is not eating, and I understand where they are coming from. There was a time when I used to be very paranoid, especially when we introduce foods, we expect them to finish it.
Yeah.
पहले 2-3 साल में बच्चा please don't expect them to finish their food, and that was like actually causing me physical symptoms. I was feeling so anxious कि इसने खाया नहीं है, इसको भूख लग जाएगी, इसको milk पिला देती हूँ. And then I actually did my study, and then I saw that children, they know, they are very intelligent, they are born intelligent, and हम लोग नहीं trust करते हैं उन पर कि they are capable of knowing how much and when, like you as well rightly said. We have to trust them. So my son, uska period, over the period of time, I've noticed that there are phases when he will eat properly.
Yeah.
There are phases when he will skip meal.
Yeah.
There are phases, but then luckily I've been blessed with such good friends who, especially there's a Russian friend of mine, and how they raise their children, and I always look at her, and sometimes uska bacha kuch khayega bhi nahi, and she's not bothered. It's okay, maybe she's not feeling hungry right now, so Saru, relax, children know. So that has given me some confidence that okay,
Yeah.
aaj ek meal skip karega, he knows his body, he's not feeling hungry, he's listening to his body.
Yeah.
But when we are force feeding kids, when we are showing anxiety, that's when emotional eating develops in children, and वो फिर बड़े होकर adulthood तक आती है.
Absolutely right, absolutely right. And no days are the same. Dr. Yogita, getting you in for the final comment. If there was one rule of thumb or one mool mantra that you want to leave, all new moms, new parents, I feel nutrition should not be just the responsibility of the mother. It has to be, shared in the family, by anyone who's, actively involved in raising the kid, whether it's the partner or the grandparents or what would that be? One rule of thumb, which is simple, doable, but impactful.
Very important is to include the child in the family eating time. What we are doing is that everybody is eating separately, और फिर बोला जाता है माँ को इसको कोने में जाके खिलाओ. So how does the baby understand that what is the relationship with the food?
Yeah.
ये सब लोग तो टेबल पे बैठ के खा रहे हैं, मुझे कोने में अलग से why? The baby has to be made the part of that, and there should be one meal that the father is taking care of. Many times, because most of the mothers are working.
Yeah.
So many mothers, and there are times when they are juggling between the hours. The father is, working from home many times, and we've seen they are taking care of the breakfast time.
Yeah.
So anybody can take care of that.
Yeah.
It's not just that, yes, mother is the major primary caregiver, but it is not that we cannot support them.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're so right that there is so much that women do. Women juggle, as we so interestingly saw, with a smile, with courage and hope. But there is one thing that I've learned, that mothers need time, space, nutrition, support, because we are doing it, and sometimes it looks like we can do it all, but we don't. We shouldn't be doing it all alone. On that note, I'm going to wrap up this panel, but Priya, I cannot end any session without turning to you. And you have to do some poetic justice to this panel. Your own way, your own style, please.
Okay. तो एक छोटी सी कविता है जो मेरी मम्मी के बारे में है, मैं आपको वो सुना दूँ. चलिए, तो इसको थोड़ा सा कॉन्टेक्स्ट मुझे देना पड़ेगा कि मैं जब मैं और मेरी बहन, हम दो बहनें हैं, वो बड़ी मैं छोटी, और है तो हम सेम माँ बाप की औलाद, लेकिन एक दूसरे से बिल्कुल विपरीत, वी आर ऑपोजिट, ओके। मेरी बहन वो बच्ची थी बचपन में जो बिल्कुल आदर्श बालिका थी। वो स्कूल से घर आती थी और मम्मी को सब कुछ बताती थी, आज फर्स्ट लेसन में ये हुआ, सेकेंड लेसन में ये। मी ऑन द अदर हैंड, मैं हमेशा से थोड़ी चंचल रही हूँ। तो मम्मी मुझसे कोई भी सवाल पूछती थी कि आज बेटा स्कूल में क्या हुआ, मेरा सिर्फ एक ही जवाब होता था, कुछ नहीं। होमवर्क में क्या मिला, कुछ नहीं। तो ये कुछ नहीं जो सेंटेंस था ना, ये मैं बहुत यूज़ करती थी मम्मा के साथ। और मम्मी ने कभी सवाल पूछने बंद नहीं किए, लेकिन मैंने धीरे धीरे जवाब देना बंद कर दिया था। मुझे, मेरे और मॉम के बीच में बहुत कम्युनिकेशन गैप हो गया था। जैसे जैसे मैं बड़ी होने लगी थी, मुझे लगता था वो मेरी दुनिया नहीं समझेंगी। देन देयर केम अ टाइम व्हेन आई केम बैक टू इंडिया। मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया में रहती थी, मैं वापस इंडिया आई, और मम्मी बहुत खुश हुई कि मेरी एक बेटी वापस आ गई, बिकॉज मेरी बड़ी बहन अब यूएस में रहती है। और मम्मी मुझे कहती कि आजा ये कर ले, मैं कहती नहीं नहीं मैं बहुत बिजी हूँ, ये चल रहा है वो चल रहा है लाइफ में। Then in 2019, my mother had a pancreatitis attack and she was in the ICU. And I went back to Dehradun. I'm originally from Dehradun. और उस पूरी रात I was in the waiting room, ICU के बाहर. And all I wanted was for my mother to ask me a question. जिन सवालों से उनके मैं इतने साल भागती रही थी ना, 30-31 साल भागती रही थी, उस पूरी रात मैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ उनके किसी सवाल का जवाब देना चाहती थी। एंड दैट नाइट चेंज समथिंग इन मी, क्योंकि कुछ चीज़ों की अहमियत आपको तब समझ में आती है जब वो आपसे दूर चली जाती हैं। और उस दिन मम्मी के दूर जाने का ये जो फियर था, ये बहुत रियल हो गया था मेरे मन में। उसके बाद मैंने एक छोटी सी कविता लिखी थी, और उस कविता का नाम है कुछ नहीं। मैं भागकर स्कूल से आती, बैग फेंकती और हक से पूछती, आज खाने में क्या बना है? और तुम स्टील की प्लेट पर चम्मच और कटोरी लिए घर के खाने को ऐसे सजाती जैसे कोई पूजा का थाल। और मैं बिना देखे, बिना सोचे, बिना खाने की तारीफ किए, टीवी का रिमोट हाथ में लिए खाना खा लेती, लेकिन तुम्हारे सारे सवालों का अटपटा सा जवाब देती। आज स्कूल में क्या किया? कुछ नहीं। होमवर्क में क्या मिला? कुछ नहीं। डिनर में क्या खाओगी? कुछ नहीं। और तुम कुछ नहीं कहकर माँ मेरी उन सब ज़रूरतों का ख्याल रखती जिनके बारे में मैंने तो कुछ नहीं सोचा था। कुछ नहीं में माँ तुम इतना सब कुछ कैसे कर जाती थी? आज जब मेरे पास सब कुछ है, आज जब मेरे पास सब कुछ है, तो यही सोचती हूँ कि तुम्हारे जाने के बाद कुछ नहीं रह जाएगा, कुछ नहीं कहा जाएगा, कोई भी तो नहीं पूछेगा मुझसे सब कुछ के बारे में। सो थैंक यू माँ।
So much. Thank you so much. A huge round of applause for these wonderful ladies doing so much, lifting so much weight. They need all the support. Thank you so much.